What happens if a router discards a datagram because it cannot find a router to the final destination, or because the time to leave TTL field has value 0? What happens if the final destination host must discard all fragments of a datagram because it has not received all fragments within a predetermined time limit? These all are situations when an error has occurred and the IP protocol has no built-in mechanism to notify the original host. This limitations of IP is solved by one companion protocol called Internet Control Message Protocol, ICMP. So to understand ICMP messages completely, watch the video till the end. ICMP messages are of two types. First is error reporting messages and second is query messages. The error reporting messages reports problems that a router or host may encounter when it processes an IP packet. The query messages, which occurs in pairs, help a host or a network manager get specific informations from a router or another host. Error reporting messages are further classified as destination unreachable, source quench, time exceeded, parameter problems, and redirection. Let's understand these messages one by one. Destination unreachable occurred when a router cannot route a datagram or a host cannot deliver a datagram. The datagram is discarded and the router of the host sends a destination unreachable message back to the source host that initiated the datagram. So if you see the packet format of ICMP, first 8-bit contains the type of packet, and for destination unreachable the value of this field is 3. After that 8-bit is allocated for the code field. For this type specifies the reason for discarding the datagram. So if code is 0 means the network is unreachable due to hardware failure. Code 1 means host is unreachable due to hardware failure. Code 2 means protocol is unreachable. Code 3 means port is unreachable. Code 4 means fragmentation is required. Code 5 means source routing cannot be accomplished. Code 6 means the destination's network is unknown. Code 7 means the destination host is unknown. Code 8 means source host is isolated. Code 9 means destination network is administratively prohibited. Code 10 means destination host is administratively prohibited. Code 11 means the network is unreachable for the specified type of services. Code 12 means host is unreachable for the specified type of services. Code 13 means host is unreachable because the administrator has put the filter on it. Code 14 means the host is unreachable because the host precedence is violated. And code 15 means the host is unreachable because its precedence was cut off. Second important type is source quench. There is no flow control or congestion control mechanisms in the IP protocol. When a router or host discards a datagram due to congestion, it sends a source quench message to the sender of the datagram. This message has two purposes. First, it informs the source that datagram has been discarded. Second, it warns the source that there is congestion somewhere in the path and that the source should slow down, quench the sending process. If we see packet format, the type field is 4 and code is 0. Third type of message is time exceeded, which is generated in two cases. First, when time to leave value reaches 0, after decrementing the router discards the datagram. However, when the datagram is discarded, a time exceeded message must be sent by the router to the original source. Second, a time exceeded message is also generated when all fragments that make up a message do not arrive at the destination host within a certain time limit. When the first fragments arrives, the destination host starts a timer. If all the fragments have not arrived when the time expires, the destination discards all the fragments and sends time exceeded message to the original sender. The format of time exceeded message, the type field value is 11 and code 0 is used when the datagram is discarded by the router due to a TTL field value of 0. Code 1 is used when arrived fragments of a datagram are discarded because some fragments have not arrived within a time limit. Fourth type of error messages are for parameter problem. If router or destination host discovers an ambiguous or missing value if any field of the datagram, it discards the datagram and sends parameter problem message back to the source. The format of the parameter problem message has type field 12 and code 0 when error of ambiguity is one of the header fields and code 1, the required part of the option is missing. Fifth kind of error messages is for redirection. Suppose host A wants to send a datagram to host B. Normally, A sends the datagram to the default router R1, which forward the packet to router R2. But you can see here, router R2 is the most efficient routing choice. But host A did not choose router R2. So when datagram goes to R1, after consulting its table, finds that the packet should have gone to R2. It sends the packet to R2 and at the same time sends a redirection message to host A. Host A's routing table can now be updated and thereafter all the datagram will redirect it to R2 directly. If you see the redirection message format, the type field set to 5 and code field set to 0 to 3 for specific redirection services, and it's also set the IP address of router R2. In addition to error reporting, ICMP can also diagnose some network problems. This is accomplished through the query messages. The important query messages are like echo request and reply and timestamp request and reply. In this type of ICMP message, a node sends a message that is answered in the specific format by the destination node. First type of query message is echo request and reply. Such type of ICMP messages are designed for diagnostic purposes. Network managers and users utilize this pair of messages to identify the network problems. A host or router can send a echo request message to another host or router. The host or router that receives an echo request message creates an echo reply message and returns it to the original sender. It is proof that the intermediate router are receiving, processing and forwarding IP datagram properly. ping command is using echo request and echo reply messages to see if another host is reachable or not. Second type of query message is timestamp request and reply. Two machines can use the timestamp request and timestamp reply messages to determine the round trip time needed for an IP datagram to travel between them. It can also be used to synchronize the clock in two machines. So I hope you understand how ICMP works. See you in the next exciting video. Till then, bye bye. If you like this video, press like and subscribe the channel and share the video. And don't forget to press the bell icon for my new video notifications. Thanks for watching.